What's going on, you guys? So as we wait for some fight announcements, I seen that a lot of people just been, coming out with anything, just saying anything. I'm like, where you guys hearing this shit from? Because my sources, we're not hearing any of that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what these guys be doing. Maybe it's just a job for them. But they out here spewing bullshit. But what I've seen from a lot of these guys, a lot of the fighters themselves, is that it's just a waiting game right now. A lot of the big name fighters, a lot of fighters is worth a lot of money, etc. This is just a waiting game. That's it. We just waiting for, whoever's going to be putting up money for these big fights to get it together. That's what we've been waiting on. And we've been waiting for a while. And I think the problem is that these guys are worth so much money. That's not a bad thing. But it's also the reason why we are in this predicament now. Because the UFC's been rolling this whole time, nonstop. Big name fighters fighting during the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, your average MMA fighter has a bigger following than your average world-class champion level boxer. It's crazy. But these boxers are worth more money. However, a lot of these boxers, a lot of your general public don't know who these guys are. They don't know these guys. So unless you're Canelo Alvarez, you're not going to be doing much here in America like that. Canelo Alvarez can do whatever he wants. He can move around. You see him putting up fights in Miami and shit and getting it, he got the juice. That's why. And in boxing, none of the fighters really got that kind of juice like that. Not even Fury, AJ, obviously, right? You would think that somebody would have put money up for that fight, but I think if it was Wilder, Joshua, I think that the money would have been put up, and I think we would have been hearing a lot more. That's just my opinion. But I don't know if people really know about Fury like that. Nobody really knows Tyson Fury, to be honest with you people. He's not really that popular. So it could be a lot of things that these guys are hesitant on, just dropping the money on the table and just get this show on the road. Of course, the pandemic and them being able to build a facility, a arena or whatever, to have fans in attendance. All that shit comes into play. Tyson Fury been looking like he's in really good shape too. And he said he's not waiting on AJ. His dad comes out every other day and says, look, man, this fight ain't got no closer. We're going to move on with or without AJ. So we don't know what's going on with that fight as well. We don't know what's going on with Floyd versus Pacquiao. About 2 weeks ago, Bob Arum said we expect the announcement later on this week. It's been about 2 weeks since then. So we don't know what's going on. Maybe they expected the announcement sooner. That's why you can't jump the gun on these things. That's what Eddie Hearn did with the Fury versus AJ. He jumped the gun on it. And now, we sitting here still scratching our head 8 months later, like, when is this fight going to happen? Is it going to happen? It might be the same thing with Crawford Pacquiao. I mean, Ramadan is what? I think that's kind of started already. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure. But I've been seeing people talking about it. And I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Now we got to go through that. And this fight is, a lot of these big fights is supposed to be over there in the Middle East. Crawford is supposed to be returning June 5th. But against who? And why is it over there? You know what I'm saying? Why has it got to be over there? Who could it be? Is it Sean Porter? I don't think they'll be waiting for Sean Porter like this. Is it Keith Thurman? No, I don't think this will be that for Keith Thurman. I just don't see it. I could be wrong, but I just don't see that it being this much of a secret for it being a guy like Sean Porter or Keith Thurman. Not to say they're not who they are, but I'm just saying. Unless it's somebody like Manny Pacquiao. But the announcements, we just waiting on something solid. We hearing Jermell Charlo coming out saying things that's totally the opposite of what the reports been saying. He said, look, man, nothing's been negotiated or nothing. But then you got Argentine reports and everything saying that this fight is all signed and all we need is the date and location. So we're confused as fans as to what the hell is going on in boxing. Nobody knows what's going on. We don't know who's going to be fighting who. You know what I'm saying? But I guess this is just a waiting game. A lot of these fighters are worth a lot of money. So therefore, they got to find, the scheduling for arenas and, just these dudes are worth a lot of money. So in order for these guys to get paid and everybody to get paid, they got to find these outside investors and shit. And that's why I say, man, like, guys and boxing fans make fun of MMA fighters for boxers making, more money. But in reality, the UFC as a whole, they're able to put more money into the sport And that's why it's doing as good as it's doing right now. Big name fighters are still fighting in MMA. You know what I'm saying? They got the state-of-the-art facilities. They got Fight Island. They got the Apex Center. They're able to put a lot of money into the sport to make their fighters better, to make sure they got the best doctors, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But this is the stuff they don't talk about. They just say the boxers make more money. But the boxer also got to pay this guy, pay that guy, pay for this, pay for that. So it's different. But the boxers, they deserve to get that. However, I also think that's the reason why we still sitting here waiting on an announcement. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.